Hi everybody, I'm
Today,
Renee.
we're going to talk about one of my favorite things in the human body, muscles. Muscles are made up of muscle cells. There are two main types of muscle cells, involuntary and voluntary. Involuntary muscle cells act without your conscious control. Voluntary muscle cells act with your conscious control. There are two types of involuntary muscle cells, smooth muscle cells and cardiac muscle cells. There's only one type of voluntary muscle cells, skeletal muscle cells. First, let's talk about smooth muscle cells. Smooth muscle cells look smooth under a microscope, hence their name. And they're found in the walls of some organs and hollow structures, such as your lungs. They help your lungs to expand and contract so that you can breathe in that nice fresh air. Smooth muscle cells, remember, are one of those involuntary muscles. You don't have to think about breathing, you just do it. Now let's move on to cardiac muscle cells. Cardiac muscle cells are involuntary, just like smooth muscle cells, but they look striated under a microscope, which means they look striped, kind of like a zebra. Cardiac muscle cells are found in your heart. They help your heart to beat. Your heart beats 80 times a minute on average. Can you imagine how hard it would be to do everything you have to do in the day and still think about your heart beating 80 times a minute, telling your heart to contract and expand? It's a pretty good thing that that's an involuntary muscle cell. Finally, let's talk about skeletal muscle cells. Skeletal muscle cells look striated under a microscope, just like cardiac muscle cells. However, they are multinucleated, which means that they have more than one nucleus in a cell. Skeletal muscle cells are voluntary muscle cells, which means you have to think about them moving. You got to tell your brain to go tell your arm, hey, flex, I want to show off my bicep to somebody. Now that you know more about all your different types of muscle cells, let's go use that cardiac muscle cells to pump blood through your body, your smooth muscle cells to breathe in and out, and your skeletal muscle cells to go have some fun. Run around and maybe play a game of tag.
Thanks for watching and I hope you're not it. You're it!